Hey, what's up, Dub Nation? Hang on a sec. Let me just, we got Kent is in the green room. So I'm going to just take a moment to welcome everybody to the Let's Go Warriors live stream, one of many that we do throughout the season. I'm also having technical difficulties real quick, so I'm going to try and get my other screen up. I don't think it's working today, though, sadly. Good to have you, Nikki and RJ, per usual. Just unplug and replug some of these wires, see if that does anything. But at least I got the main screen on. Thank you, Kent, for your patience in the green room right now as I speak. But yeah, you've reached the Let's Go Warriors channel. And for the Dub Nation diehards, what I like to say, the biggest hearts of Dub Nation get together. Anybody remember the old sitcom Cheers, where everybody knows your name? So we're kind of like that, where everybody knows your name. And we have a new Michelle's daughter in here. Haven't had her on. Warriors fan. Daniel Barry, a regular. RJ, a regular. Nikki, a regular. Appreciate you guys. And so before we get Kent on, let me just explain who he is. Like, we got Warriors Media Day tomorrow, and that's going to be nuts because Kyle Slowmo Anderson is going to be on the podium answering questions. Of course, everybody else, Draymond, Wiggs, Steph, and it's going to be a very long day tomorrow. So it's kind of cool to have Kent come on today, sort of like in preparation for that. And then maybe some of the beat writers will ask Kyle Anderson, aka Slowmo, some questions about his shot and all of that. But we get to go super in depth with his trainer. So let's go ahead and bring on Kent. Everybody ready? Good. What's up?
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Everything's good over here on the East Coast, my man.
Yeah. You are chiming in from where? Jersey?
Yeah, we're in Jersey. Yep.
You know, I saw that you're in is it Oakland, Jersey?
Oakland, New Jersey, and you're in Oakland, Cali?
I know. Well, technically I'm in Palo Alto, close enough, but yeah, it's crazy.
So where's the new arena? Is the new arena, how far is the new arena from Oakland?
Oh, you got to go across the bridge. It's about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it's still a ways, but yeah.
My aunt lives in Sacramento. We were out there about, I don't know, 20 years ago to visit her, and she took us all over Cali. I've only been to Cali a few times, so I'm better acquainted with the East Coast.
No worries, no worries. I'm just fascinated by the fact that there's another Oakland that's in New Jersey. It's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
And Kyle Anderson's trainer. What do you like to be called? Because I would just call you shot doctor, but I don't know if you want to be called that.
I mean, I've been called a lot of things, but a lot of people call me a shooting coach, shot doctor, shooting trainer, but we do a lot of stuff here, but we focus on shooting, so I've been doing this about 30 years. So, if people want their shot corrected, they know that, I'm the guy to come, I'm the guy to come to, but we do other stuff here as well.
Awesome. And let me know how to pronounce your last name because I didn't want to mess it up.
Give it a shot, Rich. Give it a shot.
Culuko.
Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. Could have been Culuko, the Hawaiian style. Could have been the Hawaiian. We got a guy from Hawaii on here, Arbel, all the time. And he's lucky because the Warriors are going to be in Hawaii. He's going to go to the game. But yeah, they would pronounce it probably Culuko or something like that.
The accent's on the first syllable, right?
Culuko then. All right. Kent Culuko, trainer. I think to warm people up as they sort of log on slowly, let's start with your history of your profession and then the history of how you met Kyle, because you met him pretty young, right?
Yeah, he was in 7th grade.
All right, so we'll get to that. And do you refer to him as Kyle, K, or Slowmo? What do you call him?
I call him K.
Gotcha. All right,
Yep.
then. So tell us about how you came to be who you are now, and then tell us about meeting up with K.
Okay. I grew up in this area of New Jersey, so this circle, I'm pretty tight in this circle here of northern New Jersey. We're about 25 minutes from New York City, but yeah, I was an all-state basketball player here, honorable mention All-American. I think I'm the 8th leading scorer in the state of New Jersey history, and
Awesome.
number 1 for my high school, of course. And I got recruited by, I don't know, I probably got offered by about 200 Division I schools coming out of high school.
Wow.
I scored like 2,780 points. The three-point line actually came in my freshman year of high school in 1987. So before that, guys were shooting threes but only getting twos for them, So I was lucky that the three-point shot got implemented my freshman year of high school. I started all 4 years of high school. I would say my freshman year I didn't shoot a lot of threes. As my career went on in high school, my sophomore, junior year, I started being more of a volume three-point shooter. And then my senior year, my coach always gave me the green light, a guy named John Carty. He was awesome. So I think I led this. His name was John Carty.
Oh, Carty.
Yeah, John Carty. And
nice.
he gave me the green light all 4 years. That's why I scored so many points. But I started being a high-volume three-point shooter my senior year. And I had a real good team my senior year. But they would also, put 2 guys on me. So as soon as I came across half court, they would be waiting for me at the NBA three-point line.
Wow.
So I would start pulling up from like beyond the NBA three. And people always said, before Steph Curry and Dame Dollar invented this long-range shooting, you were shooting from like 30 feet right over half court. You were pulling up because you had 2 guys waiting at the NBA three to pick you up. So I was pulling up from real deep. I went on to play at James Madison University for a Hall of Fame coach, Lefty Driesell, who got inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2018. I believe it was the best class ever to be inducted at the Naismith Hall of Fame. You had Ray Allen, you had Jason Kidd, you had Grant Hill, you had Steve Nash. I mean, this class was unbelievable. So he got inducted there. At JMU, I think I had 375 made threes. First team all conference. I played in Portsmouth at the Portsmouth Invitational. And then I started my pro career. I was signed by the Nets in 96 and 97. I got to their vet camp. They gave me a non-guaranteed contract. Unfortunately, I got cut by the Nets. I was their last cut in 97 before the season started. But if the NBA was like it is now, back then, teams back then were taking 10 to 12 threes a game. Now you got teams taking 30, 35 threes a game. So, I wholeheartedly believe that I would have had an unbelievable NBA career if, Steph Curry came into the picture when I was coming in and the three-point shot became so prevalent and everybody's shooting threes now. So, I played overseas in Europe for about 6 years. I played in Argentina, Germany, South Africa, Finland, Bulgaria. And then when I was done playing in 1999 in Argentina, I had started a small training business. So when I was home from playing overseas, I would train, local kids in New Jersey in my area. But then when I decided to make it a full-time thing in 99, it started to really build. I had people calling me. I had people from the tri-state area coming in to work out with me. I had, Division I college players, a couple NBA guys reaching out to me. So I made it a full-time thing with the shooting training, and I started AAU teams. I started summer camps. I started a men's league. Now, the men's league is where I met Kyle Anderson's 2 brothers, Jamar and Dewayne. They were, high-profile people in the North Bergen area of New Jersey. And Jamar, his Jamar's, I believe, the second oldest. Jamar played football at UConn, but he also loved playing basketball. So when he was done playing at UConn, playing football, him and Dewayne, I believe, played Division II somewhere. He had a real good high school career, and they decided to get a men's league team in my men's league. And back then, my men's league was only like one of 5 men's leagues in the whole state of New Jersey. So I was training the top athletes, the D1 athletes, and then they were getting teams to play in my men's league. So Dewayne and Jamar, Kyle's brothers, the 2 older brothers, they got a hold of me and they said, hey, we want to put a team in your league. We got a real good team. They had a guy named Ricky Apodaca that played for the Puerto Rican national team, that played for Hofstra, and then a lot of real good players from this area that played Division II, that played Division III, and some of them played Division I, and some Division I football players as well. So they played in my men's league, and that's when they started talking about their younger brother, Kyle. So Dewayne kept mentioning to me, hey, I got a younger brother. He's the #1 ranked kid in New Jersey. He's a 6th grader, and I got to get you with him. So this went on for about 2 summers, and he kept saying, hey, I got to get my guy Kyle with you. He's the #1, #1 7th grader in New Jersey. And I kept looking him up, and I'm like, wow, I'd love to meet him. He didn't come to any of the games for the men's league, but when he was going into 8th grade, Dewayne and Jamar only had 4 players, and they said, do you mind if Kyle plays on the men's league team? I said, of course. I said, I got, younger kids that I train, 8th graders that play in here that are high-level 8th graders, and as long as, they signed the waiver, they could play. So he brought Kyle down to play in my men's league when Kyle was in 8th grade, and they actually beat us in the championship that year, and Kyle had a real great summer playing in the men's league. He knew a lot of the guys from Patterson, and a lot of guys were gunning for Kyle because Kyle had a huge name in our area. He was the #1 kid, 6th grade, 7th, and 8th grade. So now Kyle's going into 8th grade at Patterson Catholic, and everybody's gunning for this kid because he was the #1 kid in the nation. So these guys from Patterson had this unbelievable team. They had 5 Division I players. Wow. One of them actually played in the NBA, and they were like that season when Kyle was going into 9th grade. He played in my men's league, and it was Kyle's brother's team versus Patterson in the men's league championship. And I would say Patterson was favored by about 15 points, Yeah. And this was the biggest upset probably in the history of the league, where Kyle and his brother and his 2 brothers and their team beat this team from Patterson, who everybody was like, wow, this team is like the best men's league team ever put together in this area. So they played the men's league championship. Kyle and his 2 brothers won it. And Kyle, to this day, still talks about that game and about that season and these kids from Patterson, because Kyle was a young kid, 14 years old, and he's going against these kids that are playing D1 that are 22, 23 years old. Some of them were overseas. Some of them were in the NBA. And Kyle, when I was training him in July, he was like, dude, I remember that game when they were talking. They were calling me a young boy, a young punk. They were trying to intimidate me. And I remember it like it was yesterday. They were trying to intimidate him, and they couldn't intimidate Kyle because, Kyle was used to playing against the top talent, playing in front of big crowds. So that championship game in my men's league, my gym was a small Jewish center. It probably only fit about 50 fans. That game, there must have been about 300 people in the gym to see Kyle play against Patterson. So Kyle remembers that game vividly in that season, and we were reminiscing about it when I was training him this summer. But that's how I met Kyle, through the men's league, and then I started training Kyle when he was going into 8th grade, from 7th to 8th grade. Kyle's brother Dewayne finally got him in with me, and Big Kyle, who's Kyle's older brother. Kyle's father, big. We call him Big Cake for Kyle Anderson Sr. They finally got him in, and we started working out, I believe, when Kyle was in 8th grade.
I love that story, and people who are regulars here know why I love that story is because I used to run men's league as well.
Yep. It's competitive, man.
I know the feeling of the, just like back in the community, our big games were like that one that, nobody knows about. It's not televised, whatever. Yeah. And so I can totally relate with, just thinking back as that's one of the best games, we ever saw, because nobody else saw it.
Yeah, you think about men's leagues, guys in their 30s and 40s that are has-beens, that are weekend warriors, you know.
Yep.
But my take care, guys. My men's league for a couple years was like the best league in
Yeah.
New York and New Jersey, you know.
Yeah.
Dykeman and West Fourth, like my league was the league to play in, and like all the top
Yeah.
Division I players and the pros played in my
Yeah.
league, you know, probably because of Kyle, you know, because
Right.
you know,
Right.
because Kyle
Yeah.
was the draw, you know. Kyle was the draw in the league, and they wanted
Yeah.
to play against the number one kid in the nation, you know, even though he was only in eighth, ninth grade.
Exactly. That like brings me back to my memories of running a league where like a team would only have 4, and then they would say, "Oh, hey, can our little brother play to fill in?" Right?
Yep.
But that fifth was Kyle Anderson as a 8th grader, 9th grader, which is
Yep.
like that's nuts to me that an 8th grader and a 9th or 9th is playing among men,
Yep.
and he's the best player. Was he like one of the best? But you got
You know
some.
what? It took him a couple of games to get acclimated to the physical and everybody talking all the smack. But I mean, by game 3 or 4, I mean he was a poised veteran, you know. And I mean, he had a lot of talent on his team. He had the kid Ricky Apodaca. He had his 2 brothers. He had some D1 football players. He had another kid that played at NJIT, who's good friends with his brother, who's a lawyer now. But yeah, I mean, Kyle made big buckets, and he made big shots, and he was probably like the go-to guy on the team as the playoffs got started for that season. You know,
Incredible. That's incredible.
they had another kid, Damon Baycoat, who played at Alabama, who's a real good friend of mine. He started off at Richmond, and then he went to Alabama, played with Antonio McDyess. He was on the team too, and I mean, every team, like there was 8 teams in the league, and every team was like. It was a war every night in this league because all 8 teams had college level players and a couple guys that played overseas on their team. So it was a war every night. So it was awesome. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. Hey, I used to run. My playoffs were double elimination playoffs.
Yeah.
So that guy.
This was out in Cali, Rich.
Yeah, in the Bay Area. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
we were called
awesome,
Green
man.
League. So we got up to it started with the Asian American community.
Okay.
And then people started cheating on that. So I just said, all right, it's open, everybody.
Yeah.
No more rules and stuff.
Yep.
By the way, we got a comment here. Guess somebody knows you. Yo, Kent, it's Mason.
Mason Santiago?
I don't know. It doesn't say, but yeah, maybe it is.
He's if it's Mason Santiago, he's a top level player here in Jersey. He goes to St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City, close to where Kyle grew up in Fairview. And he's one of the kids that I train. If it is Mason.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure. I can't.
Does
Where's
he
the
drive
comment,
a
Rich?
red? I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, I can't see the comment.
Check the main screen. I don't know. It's tough for me to know what it is for a guest because I've never really done that. But does Mason drive a red and black car? Because that's his profile.
A red and black car. The kid is I don't even think he has his license, so it might not be Mason. Because this kid's a rising junior. So I don't know. He definitely don't have his license yet. So maybe it's. Oh wait, I just saw it pop up.
Okay. Let me.
It popped up and then it went away.
There
Let
it
me
is.
see. I gotta put my Mason. RJ. I can't recall who that is. I don't know, Rich. Sorry, bro. All right, so
all right.
Take care, brother.
So I guess we got some more people in here, so that's great.
Okay.
I guess we want to start getting into Kyle himself.
Yeah.
So we watch a lot of the Warriors. Every game of the Warriors we watch. So every now and then we'll see a Minnesota game. And I just looked up the stats. Kyle only shot 48 threes last season.
Yeah.
Only 48. Wow. So we didn't get to really see him shoot that many threes.
Yeah.
And then maybe I've seen on social media where he had kind of like a slower release, just shooting a 3 before a game during warmups or something like that. So I don't really have a whole lot of depth of knowledge of his exact shooting style and everything, but you did post on your Instagram, or you reposted that you have, what it feels like to a fan is like you've helped him change his shot to be better.
Yeah.
It feels like it just happened. So what can you tell us about that? And was it like a steady progress, or did you make like a quantum leap this offseason? And the fact that he went to the Warriors, I would think that he was extra motivated.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Kyle has always been the guy with the ball in his hands, point guard, playmaker. And
yeah,
when you play pickup with Kyle, it's like if you're a shooter and you're playing pickup with Kyle, like you love it because the guy's going to get you shots. He's going to get you the ball where you're going to score. He gets you the ball in rhythm.
yep.
More of a slasher, but just a smart player that knows the score, knows who has the mismatch, know who's hot,
Yep.
Knows who hasn't got a shot in a couple of possessions that needs to get the ball. So that's how I grew up with Kyle, like watching him play for Patterson Catholic, St. Anthony's, UCLA. I saw him as a point guard. So when he got to the NBA and Pop in San Antonio, I think he played point a little with Pop, and I love him as a point. I love his playmaking ability, his poise, his savvy, his IQ, how to get people the ball in rhythm. And I mean, the guy probably would have averaged a triple double if he stayed, if they let him play point, because that's his natural position. So yes, he could shoot threes, and Kyle was never a bad shooter. Like in high school, college, the guy could shoot. He had good mechanics and good form. I think it was just a thing of him just losing a little bit of confidence, maybe tinkering with some different methods, different coaches or stuff that he worked with out in the California area. From his days at UCLA. And just like, when you lose confidence, you think something's wrong with your shot. So you try to tweak it, you try to change it. But Kyle has always had decent form, And when Dwayne, his older brother, I'm training Kyle's niece. She's an 8th grader, a real good player in the New Jersey area. That's Dwayne. That's Dwayne's daughter. Her name is Skylar. And when I was training her for the spring, and Dwayne was like, dude, I think I got to get Kyle back in to see you. He lost a little confidence. He's passing up shots. He needs the fine tuning. He needs you. He needs you back. He's like, you're the greatest shooting coach he ever had, and I think he got away from you for a couple years. Because I didn't see Kyle for about 4 summers, maybe 4 or 5 summers, because he was in the transition of getting traded to Memphis, and then he was spending some more time in the Memphis area. He wasn't coming home as much. When he came home, it was only for a couple days here and there. So me and Kyle kind of lost touch for about 4 or 5 years, and then Dwayne, his older brother, called me and said, "Hey, I got to get my daughter in with you because she needs some confidence. She needs some tuning on her shot, and you're the best guy to come to." So I was working with Skylar, and the playoffs started, and he said, as soon as the playoffs are done, I'm getting Kyle to come in. So I said, just have Kyle reach out to me. He's got my number. So Kyle reached out to me. I think it was right before the Dallas Mavs series, and he says, "Kent, I know we're in playoff mode now, but I just want to let you know that I'm coming back in to see you. I gotta get a fine tuning. I gotta get tweaked a little, and I gotta get my head in the space where I know I could make open shots consistently and shoot the ball the right way consistently." So when Kyle texted me, I was so happy because during that Mavs series, like people that follow me on Instagram and social media were kind of taking jabs at me, saying, this is the form you taught Kyle Anderson. They're like, this is horrible. This is your shooting school. This is your product. I said, listen, Kyle is a good shooter. He lost a little confidence. I think he got caught up with different coaches telling him to do this.
Whoops. Uh-oh. Hope he didn't run out of batteries. We got right to the juicy part. Let me text him real quick. Let me see if I can call him. I don't know. So far, it's been great. But let me give him a call just to see. It didn't drop right into voicemail, so that's good. Hey, you good? Oh yeah, I lost you on the transmission, so I thought maybe you ran out of batteries, but I got through to you right now. Um, oh really? Okay. Yeah, take your time. So, huh? Let's see. Oh, let me see. Are you in the mobile browser? Oh, okay. We don't. Oh, maybe your camera's turned off for some strange reason, or maybe it's blocked. Okay, cool. Something came up. Oh, that's strange. Hmm. Anybody in the comments a StreamYard expert? There he is. All right. I'll hang up. All right. Oh, your microphone. Microphone. Let's see. Let me give him a call. I don't know if he's on a laptop or give him another call. Say something. Let's see if he picks it. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. And I have his microphone on, so yeah. Oh, that's so strange. Well, I got you on audio here. I could just blast your voice. Oh, what'd you do? I can't see you anymore. Yeah, let's turn you on speaker, but I can't hear you through the StreamYard, but I can hear you on the phone.
That's weird.
I know. That's all right. If it fixes itself, it'll fix itself. But I got you on the speakerphone on the phone, so don't hang up or anything. This is weird.
Okay. Hey, Jordan, did you go get Adam? One of my guys is a troubleshooter. He knows all about this stuff.
Oh, it's okay. Can you hear yourself? Because we can hear you through my phone, and I don't mind.
I hear you.
Oh, cool.
There's a little echo, but I hear you, Rich.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. You were saying, let's see. Let's roll it back to when you were saying that people on social media were taking shots at you.
Yeah, people were taking shots at me. People were, taking shots at Kyle too, saying like, this is the worst form I ever seen in my life, the slowest jump shot. So that got under my skin a little because I know Kyle can shoot the ball, and he must have got in between trainers, and I know he lost a little confidence. I know he had a little nerve damage in his shoulder that I
really
know he had a little work on it. Yeah, he had a little.
Oh my goodness!
A little nerve problem that he got fixed and stuff like that. He was losing feeling in his arm sometimes. So I know that played a little bit of a part in it, but I wasn't concerned because I knew I was getting them, and we were going to fix this thing pretty quick.
Okay, so what exactly did you fix, and how did you fix it without giving away any secrets? Obviously,
I was thinking because during the Dallas Mavs series, I was thinking about I have my shot system that I use for every player. It's a method that I've been using for 30 years. That seems to work for everybody I train, and it just tightens up their mechanics, it gets them coming up quicker, gets the release point higher, gets them, locking out their hands after they shoot. And it's been a method that has worked for me and has been guaranteed to improve everybody's percentage that I've worked with.
Awesome. Do you have any examples of like other guys where their percentages did take a jump? Like you can actually look up their stats, like a D1 player or something
like when I get a young player, Rich,
yeah.
they don't shoot a high percentage from the foul line. They don't shoot a high percentage from three. So when I fine tune their mechanics and I get their heels on the ground, their shoulders square, their back straight, get them going straight up and down, locking out their hands, working on consistent hand placement on the ball, working on their hands on the finish. You know, it's a method that just takes over. And as long as they do it, I mean, they make shots, their shot goes straight, good arc and good rotation, and it's guaranteed to make their percentage go up. I mean, I've had people that I've trained that have been shooting, I don't know, 20% from the foul line that I've gotten up to 80%. So it's 60% increase, you know?
Wow.
So it's a method that has worked for a long time, and the people that, you know, stay with it, they have consistent mechanics. When they miss a shot, it's not all over the place. Their confidence is high. If they miss 5-6 shots in a row in a workout, they stop their workout and they go back to my shooting form method. I use a chair and stuff like that, and it usually takes care of their deficiency pretty quick and tightens them up and gets them back on track to where they need to be.
Cool. You mentioned confidence. I'd love to hear this because I know way back in the day, like my shot in high school was horrific. But then what I did was then I started to emulate like NBA players. So then it got better, and then I changed it, and then I realized that a lot of the fundamental mechanics that Michael Jordan had, if you could just get away from the high flying stuff, it's like he's very fundamentally sound. So then I kind of modeled it after that. But then confidence is something that's very difficult to deal with. So how do you, again, without giving away any of your secrets, just in respect to your profession, is like what are some ways guys that are having, or guys or gals these days, kids that are having problems with their confidence, what are some like high level ways they can improve that?
I mean, we start like any shooting coach. We start close to the basket. We work on our form shooting. And when I was in college, I had a sports psychologist, and we used to sit down and do meditation where you close your eyes and you picture yourself scoring, you picture the ball, you watch the ball going through the basket, you know. But if I keep watching that ball swish through that rim every time, and I do it 100 times, right, it's going to develop my confidence. So when I'm doing form shooting, like let's say I'm doing one-hand form shooting, and we're 5 feet from the basket, you know. You played basketball a long time. I mean, if you do it the right way, it's going to start going in. You're 5 feet away from the basket. You're going to see it go. The arc is going to get better. The rotation, the ball's going to go straight every time you shoot it. You know, I'm going to get these kids starting in the same shot pocket, finishing in the same shot pocket, and they're going to just continually watch that ball go through the basket. And on my first set of my shot system, it has to be all net. So we have to make 25 all net before we go to the next one. So we're 5 feet from the basket working on one-hand form shooting. I also developed a shooting strap. I haven't put it on the market yet, but I used it with Kyle. And this is something that I rigged up, that Kyle took it with him, and he now has it. So he works with it. I let him have it. I let him keep it. And it's a strap that goes around your wrist and your waist, and it connects your wrist to your waist with a bungee cord. And I gave it to Kyle. We used it the first month. After the first couple sessions with Kyle using the shooting strap, I mean, Kyle's face lit up. He's like, Kent, for the first time in many, many years,
love it.
my shot feels awesome. It feels smooth. It feels fluid.
Wow.
And, you know, he was thrilled. You know, he was thrilled, and I let him keep it. And I know he's probably using it every day.
Wow.
And it keeps everything locked in, Rich. It gets you coming up fast. It gets you getting your release point higher. And it gets you to remember to hold your follow through.
Yeah.
You know, no movement after the shot. So Kyle's doing this over and over and over, and his shot just looks amazing. There were some days when we were working out where he was making 25 foul shots in a row and 10 to 20 NBA threes in a row. And it was so consistent. It was meticulous in getting a shot corrected. He said, Ken, I want you to do one thing for me. Make me a knockdown jump shooter again. You know, get my confidence where I miss 2 or 3 in a row. I'm making the 4th one, shooting it the same way. You know, so his confidence rose, his mechanics. It was just so smooth. I told him, I said, you're shooting the ball better than some of my greatest shooters I've ever trained right now. Wow. You know, your mechanics were just flawless. It was picture perfect, you know. And I gave him a routine that he said he's going to do whenever he's, working on his shooting. And if he does, it's gonna stay very consistent, and he's gonna be happy. And the Golden State Warriors fan base is gonna be very happy with him making shots, open shots. You know.
What do you think about? All right, so take us back to when you heard that Kyle got signed by the Warriors. Number one. Number two is that we know from Kyle's Instagram posts that he was a Warriors fan growing up. So what can you tell us about that? And then the fact that he's going to the Warriors where, Steph Curry is the embodiment of three-point shooting confidence and moving on to the next one. So Kyle's going to be fine in terms of the environment. But yeah, what can you tell us about when you heard about that he was going to the Warriors?
I was thrilled, and I was thrilled for Kyle too, because I think he needed a new spot. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter ever to grace this planet. You know, he's going to go down, and there's no one ever that's going to match him. Steph has different ways that he shoots the ball. He's perfected ways, shooting tough shots, turning his body, shooting and turning around to the crowd.
Yeah.
He does shoot the ball perfect sometimes. He does use my shooting form method sometimes. But
Crazy.
He just doesn't use it all the time. But the way he shoots, the different ways he's just perfected. Are you born a shooter? I think it's in your DNA, but you also have to work at it, I think.
Oh yeah. By the way, he got to shoot around with Muggsy Bogues and the Charlotte Hornets, during the ages when your brain is just recording everything. So it was a great environment for him. So there's that.
I mean, I love watching shooters, Rich. So when Klay and Steph, played together, I try to watch every game that they played because I love watching shooters. I love watching them move, how they get open, how they create space, how they get their shot off in different scenarios, and just the dagger that big shot does to the other team. There's nothing like it. I don't care. A high-flying dunker, it's the greatest thing in the world for you to knock down shots and put a dagger in that other team's heart. There's nothing like it in the world.
And you got to actually experience that because you were double teamed right at the NBA distance. Did you say it was in high school? You were double teamed.
Yeah.
Man, that's nuts.
When
you
I was
lived
at
it.
James Madison, Rich, my junior year at James Madison.
Yeah.
We made it to the conference final against Old Dominion, and we were down by 2 points with 1.1 seconds.
Yeah.
And this is all over, Google. You can Google it.
Yeah.
In 1994, we're down by 2. A win gets us an automatic bid into the NCAA March Madness tournament.
Wow.
I wasn't having a good game, Rich. I made the first 3-pointer of the game. Old Dominion knocked the ball out of bounds underneath our basket with 1.1 seconds. We didn't have any timeouts left. The Old Dominion coach calls a timeout, allows us to set a play up. So they call it the picket-fence. They ran a triple screen from me out on the left wing, and I came off a triple screen from the top to the corner. Wide open, they give it to me in the corner. I turn my hips, square my feet, go up, lock it out, hold it tight. Felt amazing. Bang, all net. We win. I hit a 3 at the buzzer to put us into the NCAA tournament in 1994.
Wow.
So the feeling that I had was, it was just like all the reps, all the thousands and thousands of reps that I shot in my life.
Yeah.
It just came to fruition, and just like it was the most unbelievable thing. And Steph Curry, you know, he gets that feeling. I don't know how many times in his career he knocked down a dagger 3.
Yeah.
What the heck is this?
We lost you on video again, but we do have you on the phone call, so we're good on that. But now, did you have a little celebration with Kyle when it was announced that he was going to the Warriors at all?
Yeah, because he was talking about it. He was telling me, Kent, if Minnesota changes management, I have a good chance to stay with the T-Wolves. And if they don't change management, they're not going to give me my number, you know, that he deserves. So when Golden State gave him his number, you know, it was like, I gave him a big hug. I think we might have done a little shoulder chest bump. And you know, that next day he was back in the gym with me.
Hey, when he was
happy, you know, he was happy.
When he was a kid, did you know that he was a Warriors fan?
After we got done training, I believe someone had got it out on social media.
Yeah.
Or I forgot if someone texted him or somebody called him. And then he confirmed it the next day. But we both kind of pretty much knew that it was going to be a done deal, and he was going to be a Warrior, you know. But the next day we were back in the gym. I hugged him, and we had a great shooting workout that next day after he found out. I believe he made like 25 foul shots in a row, and I think that was the day that he made like 15 to 20 NBA threes in a row.
Wow!
In our workout.
Wow!
But it was awesome, man.
Is that the one you have on Instagram?
Awesome.
You have that one? Yeah. Okay. So everybody check that out. It's IY basketball, right?
Yeah, IY basketball on the gram. Yep.
Let me put it on the screen there, guys. Follow Kent at IY basketball right there.
Yep.
All right. I don't want to keep you too much longer. What are your? I don't really like to do the prediction thing because, you know, I mean, we both come from actually playing basketball or actually setting up men's leagues background, like all this prediction stuff. You know, that's what Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley do. We do it a little bit differently in that. But what is your overall feeling going in to this season, especially from the perspective of Kyle, of course? How do you see? How have you maybe envisioned things working? When you envision Kyle with the Warriors, like, describe what you see to us.
I mean, you're getting a guy that just doesn't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Always makes the right play. You know, grabs big rebounds, blocks people at half court when they're dribbling up, gets a lot of steals. It's just the glue that holds everybody together.
I love that. Bumps people at half court. I love that. Yeah.
He's such a smart player. I mean, he doesn't make any mistakes. When you need to take the ball out of bounds in a pressure clutch situation, Kyle's taking it out.
Yeah.
When you need Steph to get the ball in rhythm, Kyle's going to be throwing him the pass, you know. But I believe he's going to add that extra dimension that people haven't seen in a couple of years. That he's going to get wide open looks.
Yep.
and he's not going to pass them up. He's going to shoot them. And
Yeah.
I told Kyle, I said, the greatest thrill in the world for me is going to see you smiling after you make a dagger 3
Mm-hmm.
when they're giving it to you and not respecting your shot.
Yep.
Because the guy can shoot. He's
I
shooting his
know.
whole life.
Oh man.
You know, it was just the last couple of years where
Yeah.
a couple medical things happened and he lost some confidence.
Yeah.
And you know, he just needed to fine tune him. So
Oh,
I told Kyle.
I can't wait. Right when you were saying that, you know, when we do our watch parties with the Warriors game on, and we're noticing that the Warriors defense is letting somebody shoot a 3, that literally is like part of the game plan. Uh-oh, I lost you. Hang on a sec. Say something, Kent. Okay. Let me give him another call because the audio just isn't working on that. So let me give him a call. Hang on. There we go. All right, calling you. Oops. I'll erase that from the. We don't want to. Actually, no. Don't worry. Cool. Yeah.
So Rich, I told Kyle,
Yeah.
I need you 80% from the foul line
Uh-huh.
and 40% for the 3.
Nice.
Because I know that is a great possibility. And I think it's going to come to fruition. Because, hey, Rich, when he was with Memphis the 1 year, and I think with the Spurs,
Yeah.
he was at like 41% from the 3. And I think like 79% from the free throw line.
Wow.
So I truly believe that he will be at 80 and 40 this year.
Fantastic.
80% for the foul line, 40% for the 3.
Yeah, I think he is going to get those open looks because honestly,
teammates are going to trust him
uh-huh.
and give him that ball when he's open for that 3-point shot, and he's going to have confidence not to pass it up. Because the way he was shooting this summer, like I told you, Rich, better than some of the best shooters that I've trained in my 30-year shooting coach career.
Awesome. All right. Before I let you go, and let's not keep you on too long, but let's go through some comments because, like, you know, we like the people to chime in and ask you some things. So if you guys got any questions for Kent, let's go with it. Let's just go with Dean. I just saw this real quick. Do you think Kyle will play stretch 5? I would think the 5 is a little too big for Kyle, but you would know better, Kent.
I mean, Kyle could guard all 5 positions.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, but like I said, his most comfortable position.
He is 6'9", though, right?
I don't know if they're going to put him at the point. I think they're going to play him a little at the point this year.
Right.
But like I said, I don't think he's going to play the stretch 5. I don't think he wants to guard a 5. But the way the 5s are in the NBA now, where they're a lot on the perimeter, that is a big possibility.
Okay.
You know, because Kyle is multi-dimensional, and his IQ, his defensive savvy. Yeah. He could be a first-team all defensive player because he's an unbelievable defender, and he's just so smart. He's so crafty with his hands too. Yeah.
Crafty with his hands. I love that.
Yeah.
Let's look for another question here. By the way, the earlier guy, it's Mason K. Do you know Mason K?
Mason, you said Kane, Kane?
Just the letter K.
Mason K. Oh, I know a guy named Mace Kastemi.
All right. Well, anyways, Mason, if you are.
Mace Kastemi is a shooter, and he plays on my men's league team.
Oh, nice.
His name is Mace, though. It's not Mason.
Okay.
But his last name starts with a K.
All right. Let's see. Dean is looking for a comparable. Who does, I mean, you've had a a long basketball experience, a long basketball career. Does Kyle remind you of anybody from when you played?
No, Kyle's one of a kind, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's never out of control. He's always in control, making the right decision. I mean, back when I played, Kyle's 6'9", who could do it all.
Yeah.
There wasn't really any players like that, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
Kyle could score off offensive rebounds, jump hook, floaters, you know, catch and shoot. He could do it all, you know? So Kyle's one of a kind.
All right, last question for you. What kind of personality is he? Is he like a silent type, or what's he like? That we can't tell.
Kyle's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Kyle's very outgoing. Me and Kyle ran summer camps together for 10 years.
Nice.
So every time Kyle came home in the summer from the NBA, we ran a week of summer camp. I call it the Kyle Anderson summer camp, and Kyle would show up. Most NBA guys are coming, giving you 20 minutes of their time. Kyle would show up every single day for these kids. And after camp every day, we would work out. And, he's an awesome dude. He's fun-loving. He's an outgoing guy. Loves to have a good time. We're from Jersey, so we love Italian food. We love homemade Italian food.
Nice.
You guys got any good homemade Italian restaurants out there?
Oh yeah. San Francisco.
Set them up.
San Francisco's got everything.
You
So,
take them
yeah.
out for a nice homemade Italian dish, and he'll love you.
All right, I think we'll end on probably some kind of inside joke, because this guy, Certainly Good Food, says, does Kent think Kyle can handle the hawk ability Gobert can deal Utah? So, and I said, I don't even understand the question. And he said, to ask you, you will understand. Something to do with Gobert and the hawk ability of Gobert. I guess maybe it's not an inside joke. I thought maybe this guy knows you and just wanted to.
What's his name?
It just says Certainly Good Food is his handle. So maybe
I
not.
don't know. I would have to know the guy's name, but I think he's trying to get me to think of something. But I'm trying.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the
Don't worry about it.
Gobert? What did Gobert have to do with Kyle in Minnesota? I can't think.
The hawk ability of Gobert, like the bird, the hawk ability Gobert. I have absolutely zero idea what that means. Oh man. Gobert hawk to a whatever. All right. So if you're ever in the Bay, we got to take you out to homemade Italian food. All right. So let me know.
I'm gonna come out to the Bay Area, and I'm gonna check you out, Rich, when I come watch Kyle play in a game.
Absolutely, man. And if you need a ride to or from the airport, I'm there for you, man. No worries.
Hey, Rich, I appreciate it. You got a great thing going here. Yo, let's hope the Warriors light it up this year. Let's hope Kyle lights it
awesome.
up, has some great games, gets them winning a lot of games this year. And I think the Bay Area fans are going to be very happy, man. Kyle's awesome, man.
Yeah, just hang on one more second. Smile real quick. I'm going to do a screenshot. All right, that has your
do it one more time.
name.
I got to do the trade ball, Rich. Do it one more time with the trade
Oh,
ball.
yeah. Hang on one sec. Let me do that.
Do it with the trade ball.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Kent.
Hey,
Really
Rich,
appreciate
send me
it.
that, Rich.
Take care. Go
All right, Rich,
Oakland.
You got a great thing going. Go Warriors, baby. Go Kyle.
Go Kyle and go Oakland. No matter what Oakland you're at.
All right, Rich. You have a great night, baby.
You too. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank you
you.
very much for having me on.
Oh, I love it. Appreciate you.
Take
Oh.
care, Rich.
All right. Take care, Kent. Boy, I hope the audio is okay on that. But we'll see. And my notes are in the description, but they're all like, I had the phone right here, so I couldn't really type. I had like 90% of the keyboard available to me without the return key. So that was nuts. Go Bear Hawk Tua ability. I don't know what Tua means though. Here, let me just. Oops. What is Tua? It's the only word I don't know. But appreciate all you guys. Like, here's a new one. King Corey, good to have you. Dean, obviously. Kimbo, good to have you. Bruce, I know. Oakland A's. Unfortunately, that was the last game they had. Amy's in here. Nikki, RJ from earlier. Yeah, I was right when Kent cut out the second time. I was in the middle of saying that we are often here watching a game and we go, why are we letting that guy shoot? And then we look up the 3-point percentage of that guy, and it's like 31%. So if we go look up just for kicks, let's do this. Window. If we go look up Kyle Anderson's 3-point shooting, this is going to be scary for you because I mean, you can look at this in a good way too. The bad news is that his 3-point shooting is, let me get rid of this. What is this ad? Let's get out of here. How do I get rid of this? Oh, I know. There we go. The bad news is that it's 22.9%. The good news is that he only took 48 threes down here. The other good news is the year before that, he shot 41% on threes. And with San Antonio, actually, it wasn't that great in San Antonio. I mean, 35%. All right. It was okay. But yeah, look at these 2 years. 36, 33 is not terrible, but like it has gone precipitously down from last year or 2 years ago to last year. But wow, it did peak at 41%. That is impressive. So the good news is that most teams are going to scout on the 22.9%, and they're going to let them shoot. So that's actually good news if what Kent is telling us comes to fruition. And I can't wait. I can't wait. And the crazy thing is that nobody really knew Kyle Anderson was injured, right? Kyle Anderson nerve issue. There it is, 2019. Yeah, let's link this. It's New York Times, so there's a paywall, but at least I will be able to put this in the notes. Is this The Athletic? I think it's The Athletic. Is this really a free article? This is really a free article. Okay. In that case, here you go, guys. We can just read it. Although I want to get off this live stream. It's been an hour. But The Athletic's article on Kyle's nerve issue. Boom, there's the link from 2019 for the Grizzlies. So maybe it was the nerve issue. I mean, I don't know. But then he did shoot 41%. All right. So next live tomorrow. Oh, what seed do you think we're going to be? Yeah, I'm not going to make that prediction. Let's just see how they play. Kyle is your favorite signing. Yeah. Let's see. Randomly looking at comments there. Next live tomorrow. Let's go with 3 to 4 p.m. or something like that, roughly. Hit the notification bell. Also subscribe. so that you'll know when I go live. Where's my notification bell? Let's look for the emoji. There it is. Oops. Oh, thanks, Kimbo. All right. Trade for Cam Johnson. Well, I don't know. We do have a lot of wings. Maybe we can talk about that tomorrow. So that's the next live is tomorrow. I don't know that Cam Johnson really moves the needle. Like, you know, I think if we make a trade, then it better be for someone who is like a quantum leap above the likes of Melton, Kyle, and Buddy. Or using first names, D'Anthony, Kyle, and Buddy. And again, going back to my video essay, be sure to check out the one that I did on Andrew Wiggins, because you're not going to be able to make a trade for Cam Johnson unless Wiggins is in the deal. And so it's kind of a moot point until Wiggins's value gets up to speed with his 26 million. So right here is that particular video. So it's a moot point as long as Wiggins doesn't play like a $26 million player. So be sure to check out that video. And here's that video on Wiggins. Wiggins and 26 million, basically. New York won that trade. Well, if I'm the Minnesota owner, Glenn Taylor, I'm thinking that what was I saying? I just got a text from Kent just to send him this stuff. But yeah, if I'm the Minnesota owner, I'm thinking that I get to save a whole ton of money. So I think it works out for both teams, but I do think it helps us because we don't match up well against Cat. We just don't. But we do match up well against a guy like Randall. Like Draymond can handle Randall, and then Trace will cover Gobert. I mean, we match up better against these Wolves. So I'm happy. And also I like to see guys succeed, and I think Cat will do well with the Knicks because now they can match up against Boston like tit for tat. So so to be in the second apron, I don't think it's fair to go, oh, you can't trade Cat. I mean, they're gonna be in the second apron. They are in the second apron, but it would have been for multiple years. And it's just tough to do that in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, you know. It's a lot easier to handle a second apron situation when you're the only basketball team in the New York metro area, you know? So it's not even the Yankees Mets situation. There's no Mets. It's not oh wait, there's the Nets, but like, you know, the Nets just really are forgotten about when like TV ratings come about. So I guess it is kind of like you know, I mean, it's just not as divided. Like when you go to New York and the Knicks are in the playoffs, everybody's rooting for the Knicks. Like everybody knows it's the Knicks. When the New York Giants and the New York Jets are in the playoffs, then or one or the other isn't in the playoffs, then it's kind of more divided. And I said the Mets and the Yankees earlier. That was the wrong analogy. My bad. But like when it's the Yankees and the Mets, like it's divided more so than Knicks and Nets. Like if the Knicks are in the playoffs, they have all the attention of the whole state, you know, even though the Brooklyn Nets are there. I don't think that's the same. I mean, I don't know firsthand, but I heard from people that I respect that even when it's the Yankees or the Giants in New York, it's still kind of like the whole city is not behind that team. Like there's still enough Jets fans that refuse to root for the Giants, and there's still enough Mets fans that refuse to root for the Yankees. But when the Knicks are in the playoffs, everybody's rooting for the Knicks. That's what I'm trying to say. So that took me about 5 minutes to explain that. My bad. Anyway, but I think it's a good trade for both teams, but for Minnesota, mostly from a financial standpoint, which is becoming more and more important. So again, knowing hoops hype is very important. Let's look at Cam Johnson. What's he making? Yeah, he's making 22 million. So again, that's a big enough. So, you know, you keep seeing these trade scenarios. I keep seeing them on this. I call it the kids feed. It's on the Discord, but I don't make it public for anybody. But I call it the kids feed. Yeah, the kids feed has a lot of. Let's take a look at the Discord if I can log in without having to show my password. Yay! All right. But yeah, Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah. By the way, Ian Begley of one of the New York beat writers said that Dante was a little wary about what the heck? Where are my servers? Oh, here it is. Dante was a little wary about not playing as much. At least that was what he thought was going to happen. You know, Discord on Safari is super slow, and people have been asking, why are you doing Safari? Well, I want to put it on a different browser because I'm already using Chrome for the StreamYard, and then I'm already using Firefox for the other one that I use during a live stream as a backup. And I don't want a situation where Chrome crashes and it crashes the whole thing. No, you don't see the kids feed here, but if you are a premium subscriber on letsgowarriors.com, which is actually, it's right here. If you are a premium subscriber, let's move the Discord one over here. Then you will get access to all of these except for raw feed and GSW feed and Let's Go Valkyries. So you will get, for $5 a month, not only do you get to support what I do, you'll get some, oh, I changed the bio. Check it out. For those in Dub Nation with the biggest hearts, you like it? Do you like my new bio? Check it out. Get some MFA. What's that? Some mother effing something or other. Yeah, do you like this bio? Behind the scenes human connections and gratitude for the Warriors. You like it? I'm about to change it for Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Oh my gosh. Where's that coming from? That's probably the Just Us. Yeah, this is Safari going nuts. Let's mute. Can we mute? Can't even mute. Maybe it's right here. Bet you it's right here. Yeah. Good old Safari is you click something and about 15 seconds later it responds. 10 seconds later. Okay. So what were we talking about? We were talking about good Lord. This browser is just, let me check the I just restarted the computer before the live stream, so it should have restarted Safari from not having so much memory being hogged. Let me see. CPU time. I don't even know how to read this. I don't know what I'm looking at. Memory? 144 megabytes. 144 megabytes, and then, wow, I don't think I can use, does people, who knows about, maybe I'll install Opera. I heard good things about Opera. Is Opera a good third backup browser? Let me know. Let's see if we can go back to Discord, and we can't because it's just refusing to do everything. All right, stop screen. We'll just come back tomorrow. So see you guys tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow. My fault. I got to use the restroom anyway. So everybody, I wish I could play you this Just Us, but it's super slow. Doesn't want to play. So we'll just see you tomorrow. Maybe 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock Pacific. Appreciate you all. And let's go Warriors. Just Us and Brate. Take care, guys. See you tomorrow.